So it could be worse, you know what I mean?
It could be worse, but it cannot get much worse, you know what I mean?
Audio Jungle.
Alright, we back. Hey everyone. Welcome back to Experts About Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've had quite the week. I had the most embarrassing realization today.
Okay, what is it?
It's so bad. Like, I'm actually embarrassed to even discuss it.
Why?
Oh, okay. So I was just looking on someone's story and they had closed captioning on. Mm-hmm. So I was reading their closed captions and I was like, I've been saying that wrong my entire life.
What wrong? You need to tell me.
I thought it was quote on quote.
Okay.
Quote on quote.
Like
when you
phrase.
say quote unquote. That's why I thought it was quote on O-N quote.
Okay.
Not quote unquote.
Okay, low-key, I thought it was quote
What
unquote.
too?
Wait, it's quote unquote?
Yes! Because it's like quote unquote.
Oh.
I know! What?
Wait, I thought that too.
I was embarrassed to tell you.
But I didn't know, darling. And I also thought that
It was quote on
quote
quote.
unquote, like quote and then another quote. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Quote unquote is strictly a mishearing or mispronunciation of unquote.
Wow.
Isn't that rocked my world? I was like, I am shocked that I've been saying it like that. And I guess when you say it really fast, people can't really tell. So like maybe no one knows.
No, that's why, I mean, I never spell it out.
Quote,
no
one's
spelling it. I'm
quote,
not writing
unquote.
quote unquote, you know? But I did not know that, so we were on the same boat.
I'm shocked. I was embarrassed to tell you. You
You said that, and I was like, uh-huh. Like, I was literally like, and
what's
what?
the problem?
Yeah. I had no idea. Wow, okay.
Well, yeah, so I realized that today, and I was like, I can't believe I've done this.
So we went out on Friday night, and let me tell you.
Wait. But before we went out, we had this amazing dinner at an amazing spot called Bar Verde in the Lower East Side or East Village?
East Village.
East Village. It was phenomenal. It's an all-vegan Mexican restaurant.
So good.
We ate all of it. I ate all of it the same day. I had so many leftovers too, and I ate it at night. Like,
yeah,
actually.
same. I ate it at night when we got home.
We got the nachos. We got the enchiladas. Plachi got the
Flautas.
flautas.
Fun, yeah.
All of them were amazing, and the nachos especially were something
so good.
else.
And I can't believe it was vegan. Like the cheese just tasted so cheesy.
It was probably one of my favorite nachos of all time.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then we decided that night that we were also going to hit the town because we really want to make use of the neighborhood that we're currently in because we have to leave it.
Yes.
So we were like, we need to really take advantage of all the like amazing things this neighborhood has to offer. And one of those things is this bar called Katana Kitten.
Which I actually never went to. You guys went before me
I went once before, but it was a very, like, I don't know, it felt brief when I was in there. Mm-hmm. This time we're like, okay, let's go. Let's have a sit-down drink. It's kind of a mixture between a sit-down bar and, like, a dancey bar.
Okay, but the thing... What do you mean dancey bar?
Okay, no.
This place does not have dancey music.
No, okay, for us.
For us, yes.
I
but
feel
the
like
crowd was still our age group. Like, I would say 20, 30s.
Group, but I feel like people were, like, up and about. Like, I wouldn't say this is, like, a cocktail bar vibe.
No, definitely people are, like, wandering.
People are, like, wandering, and they're playing some, like, spunky
They're playing
90s.
beats. I wouldn't say they're playing music, like, songs even.
Yeah. It's an interesting music choice. At one point, I asked for a song request, and they were like, anything before 1995. And I was like,
I wasn't even born.
But we went there, and we had this pretty amazing bartender. In the middle, he was like...
We ordered a few drinks.
We did, yeah.
No, we got lemon drop shots, which were insane there. There were actually I could just have 4 of those and be done for the night. But we ordered those shots, and he was like, no, we need to do this correct. And
no, he said, like, we need to do this with a friend. And I literally was
with
like...
a friend?
Yeah, he was like, someone's missing. And I don't know.
But then,
really
wait.
crazy.
And then he was like, I need to bring out my infrastructure to literally set up this
like
whole
a pedestal
thing. And he literally is bringing out blocks. And we're like, what is happening? Like, he's setting up a stage in front of us right now. Then he brings out a freaking hamster wheel.
Okay, he brings out this hamster wheel, but it's like a toy.
It's a toy.
Initially when he puts it out,
It
because
looks
he
like a
said,
real hamster.
yeah, because he said like we're like missing someone or something like that, and I was like, is that a real hamster? And then I freaked out and I went so close to the hamster, which is crazy because
It was a very fake hamster, though.
yeah. Then I was like, this is a fake hamster running on a wheel, and then he was like, now we can take the shot.
He was a great time. Loved him.
Yeah.
And then also, later, he pulled out a bird.
Hummingbird friend that came on the box.
On like a perch. Like,
yeah, and they were very intricate props. I was shocked.
I didn't know he just had these. We were like, oh, is he doing this for everyone? Just us.
But yeah, overall,
it was a great
fun
time.
Night. Yeah, first time I got props at a bar. It was a production. Anyway, so this week we are going to talk about all things. Well, not all things. Some things social media.
But specifically our relationships with social media today, given that it's just the center of our lives, honestly. It really is.
I know. It is such a big part of our lives, for better or honestly for worse.
Probably for worse. But.
We were just talking about this earlier, and the funniest thing to like rehash is how you got your first social
Priya
media.
thinks this is so funny, and I'm like, mine is the most beat anticlimactic story.
It's a beat thing, but like just to think about, I don't know, one random day in like 7th grade, we all were like, time to get a Facebook, and before that, we had no social media. We were not interacting in this way at all. We were either just like on GChat, AIM.
Did you ever have a MySpace?
No, I did not.
Me neither. Yeah. And I honestly, I don't think I had an AIM either. You call it AIM?
I think so, right?
Oh,
AIM?
we used to call it AIM.
Whatever. I think I mainly used GChat. That was like, or Skype. I used
Skype all the time.
Yeah.
What about Uvu? Did you use Uvu?
Okay, I never used Uvu, but she used to use it, and I would like use it through her Uvu.
What? Why?
I don't know why. I never like got one.
Uvu. Skype was fun.
Skype was fun. I don't know. Like there were. Honestly, I used to email my friends sometimes. Literally have.
Oh my god,
chains.
I have email chains too. Oh.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Then we just like got Facebook, and then everything was like at your disposal. You can post statuses, pictures, videos. You can you can poke. Like it was like the craziest
the pokes?
thing.
Don't even get me started with the
poking
pokes.
streaks were so. What a chaotic time.
I feel like I even poked people in like college. Did we do that?
I know,
early
we were
college?
still kind of poking for a while.
Yeah. That was only a few years ago.
So long. That is such a weird
thing to do.
For years of
honestly,
our lives.
I want to say I got Facebook literally the same time as everyone else. So that 7th grade summer, I was in India, and I was like, you know what? Mind you, I do have an older brother that's 5 years older than me, so he fully knows what's good with MySpace at the time, and like got a Facebook before me. That was the natural progression of things. So I just got it, but I didn't even like bother to really ask my parents. I was like, what do I need to ask about? It's just a random account, you know?
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, oh my god, I have a tangential story. So my dad, I got in like 8th grade, and then like fast forward, like 10th, maybe 11th grade, my dad friend requests me because he finally gets a Facebook. Literally that friend request has been sitting in my inbox for, I'm not kidding, it's been, how many years? Oh my god. It's been like 9 years.
Oh my
since
gosh,
he sent me that
you're
friend
just
request.
Your dad.
No, I told him. I was like, Dad, I'm not accepting your friend request. I'm not accepting it before I go to college. I was like, there's no way. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And then the other day I was like, you know what? I have nothing to hide anymore. And then I just like accepted it. It's been in there for 8 years. Okay.
Yeah.
My dad out the cut texts me and he goes, did you accept my friend request? I thought I got hacked. I thought
There's
someone
no
hacked
way.
my account.
Daughter would
I had to make sure. I was so scared I got hacked.
So funny.
He was like, I don't remember sending you a request. I was like, yes, Dad, because
it was
you
9
sent it
years
9 years
ago.
ago.
It was a decade ago.
Exactly.
Wow.
But funny aside, so...
Okay, that is fun still. That's still fun. I think for me, it was very hyped up because my parents didn't allow me to have a Facebook.
Yeah.
So then I was like fiending for it because so many people in high school had Facebooks. And so then we made this whole deal in this was in middle school. So this was in like 7th or 8th grade or whatever. I think 8th grade.
Okay.
there was this magnet high school in...
Oh my God, if you got in?
Yes. Or no, it wasn't if I got in. It was like after you take the magnet high school test.
Then you can make one.
Then you get your Facebook.
Okay.
And so I was so hyped for this magnet high school test, not because I did well, because I did not do well. I was just hyped because I was like, I get to come home. And then I make my Facebook. And I was like, I just went to this test. I took the test, came back, made the Facebook. And like the other contingent details on this deal was that my first friend had to be my dad. So I didn't even have a choice. Okay, you ghosted your dad for 9 years. My dad and I made our Facebooks on the same day. So that, that he could be my first friend, because he was like, I'm not letting you go reckless on this Facebook. And I couldn't use my real name. What? Okay? So
what was
that
your name?
Is the origin of Pre-Cha, okay? It was my first Facebook.
I never knew that.
That is the origin story. And this
Wait,
is
that was literally your whole name on Facebook.
First name.
Oh, and then Cha.
Last name.
Oh my God.
And my name on Facebook was Pre-Space Cha for like, actually, until college, you know when you had to join the university Facebook page and like the roommate
That's when you
stuff,
changed it?
I was gonna think my name is Pre-Cha, and like my name is Priya Chandrasekhar. So literally... It was just so funny, and that's why everyone in high school used to start calling me Pre-Cha, because that was like my Facebook. Then I kind of kept the trend going, so now like most of my social media has the same name.
I thought it was just because your Instagram handle was Pre-Cha.
No, but that came from the Facebook handle, darling.
Oh my God, wait, an origin story? I did not know.
The funniest origin story, and I think about that, and I'm like, wow, I was doing the most. That was the vibe.
All that is to say, now we have every social media under the sun.
I know. All of the things. We have Facebook, Instagram,
TikTok.
Twitter, TikTok. I don't have a Snapchat anymore, but
that's still
there.
That girl's gone.
Yeah, I'm curious. Because I actually did, there was a period of time where Snapchat was really fun, because you would just stay...
it was so fun in college.
In contact with people, like, all day, because you had your, like,
TikTok was college. Like, it started in college, right?
Darling, I only knew about it in the pandemic.
Not TikTok, sorry, Snapchat. Oh my God, so sorry. Snapchat
was called.
Started in college,
I think
right?
it started, I remember getting it in like senior year of high school or something.
But no, it was so fun during that time, because frankly, I'd wake up and I'd post the most reckless stuff on Snapchat in college, and I'd wake up and be like, wow, all of this was a huge mistake, and literally would piece together my night sometimes through Snap stories, and it was ridiculous. I'd be like, I can't believe I was doing that.
I know. That was a whole era in itself. It's so crazy how like Instagram just became its own beast, and then it became like the most important form of social media. Yeah. And everyone kind of like does their read on you through your Instagram.
Yes. It's so funny because I think we have so many, oh man, we could do a whole other episode on this, but like, you know, the kind of people that just have Instagrams, but then don't, like, they follow everyone, but post
they don't post.
Post no stories.
They're like a little ghost, and they're like viewing all your stuff.
Yeah.
First viewer.
They're active on the platform. They just don't want to share.
Sometimes, or sometimes they don't even like that. They're just viewing, not liking or commenting.
Yeah.
Or posting.
Instagram personas can be a whole separate
It's a whole separate. I remember even in college, I don't think I thought Instagram was like the biggest deal. Frankly, I didn't have that many friends in high school. So I wasn't like rolling into college with a pop-in Instagram that had like hella likes on each post. And I didn't know that was a huge deal until I came to college. And then I remember in like my freshman hall, everyone was exchanging their Instagrams. I was like, oh yeah, whatever. And then I looked at everyone's Instagram and I was like, everyone's getting like 200 likes on a post. And I was like, I'm getting 30. This is crazy. I just don't have friends like that. And I also, on Instagram, even in high school, was just posting dumb stuff. They were not curated Instagram posts where I like looked great. And sometimes it would just be a picture of me and my beat friends.
Absolutely not. Like, has anyone ever looked back at their high school Instagram post and been like, I'm proud of that?
But I think towards senior year, people were like already doing that, where they're like making like
I think
nice.
now. I think now
for sure.
Like
but
everything's
I remember
but my
seeing
stuff was
that. in my freshman hall. I was like looking at these people's
that's
posts,
crazy.
and I was like, whoa.
But also
so
maybe
curated.
you felt like that at the time, and like now when you look back at it, yeah, it's gonna be like
sure. But it was like also like I remember my first Instagram post was of Amu, who's Ashi's sister, literally just her front seat of the car while we're going through CVS pharmacy drive-through. That was my first Instagram post.
I think how Instagram has evolved in our lives, especially through young adulthood into being an actual adult, changed so significantly. Like, did you ever have a Finsta?
No, I never had a Finsta.
I did, yes. And frankly, I love that thing, and it was hilarious. And
it was funny. I loved it too.
It's still like live, but I haven't posted on it in years. Those things are fun, but then once Close Friends came about, I was just like, okay.
No need.
Close Friends etiquette?
Oh my gosh. That's a beast of its own.
It really is. Because then it's like, shit, I made someone's close friends. I put them on my close friends, but they ain't close like that.
But we ain't close. It's always the shock you get when you're on someone's close friends and you're just, what? I haven't spoken to you in years.
I know.
And I'm on your close friends.
So, like, different people treat close friends differently.
Very different.
Some people just, post relationship stuff on close friends, and, like, they don't post it really anywhere else. Other people are just like, here are my raw and real thoughts.
Yeah.
Yep. Other people are like, I'm sobbing, watch me. That's kind of the energy, and frankly, I feel like I fall into the last two buckets. It's really interesting because I think everyone treats it kind of differently. It's always the fine line between who you can put on there comfortably.
My gosh.
Because you don't want to sacrifice your comfort being on there.
Exactly. I honestly am not a huge close friends poster.
Yeah.
But I love the idea that I could post whatever I want on my close friends, not having to second guess anyone who's on it. And I
Unbelievable.
No,
I know
okay,
exactly what you're
yeah.
gonna say.
I recently found out that Deeksha was deadass not on my close friends.
She texts me and goes, look at my story right now. And I'm like, bitch, you have no story. What do you mean?
I can't believe it. I literally was like, not my closest friend not being on my close friends. And I gasped, what? How has she not been on my close friends? But I think it was a recent shuffle because she was on it before. Yeah. But it was so hilarious. But I also post on there once every 6 months. So it doesn't make sense.
I've recently been posting more on there, but I stopped for a hot minute. I post more on my close friends when I'm down in the dumps. Okay?
Yeah, it's a down in the dumps vibe. It's like when I'm feeling really low, I'm gonna just post it up on close friends so everyone knows my agony.
I know my close friends is the right group of people because I get hella responses regardless of what I post on close friends. And I'm like, okay, these are...
Everyone just always gets excited when they see the green circle.
Yeah.
I do. So much more exciting than when I see the normal circle.
I mean, you definitely made a cut.
And
so.
it's going to be something raw and real.
Yeah.
In some capacity. Like, it's something that the people you didn't want the masses to see. So, automatically more interesting.
No, I completely agree. Okay, so now we're going to talk about when social media actually makes us happy. And I ultimately do think social media is great for what it is, connecting people across the globe, family, friends. I think that's awesome. But I do think the things that I find most awesome on social media are educational info, whether that's... Okay, let me tell you some accounts that I follow that I absolutely love. I love The Financial Diet. I love Girls That Invest. I like informational ones that are just short, small tidbits of things that you can just take with you throughout your day.
Yeah.
Obviously, love a good news article and things like that, but I feel like there's other outlets to get that. Actually, one of our friends, Anmol, she made this cool account, Money Moles. You should definitely follow her. It's really cool because she's so raw and real about her personal finance journey and is really open about how she tackles loans, how she handles her credit cards, and how she just does her savings. And it's really great to see that transparency. And really, I've learned a lot. So highly recommend the follow there. But then also, I really like inspirational accounts. One account that I really love is Nedra Tawwab. She is fire. She's an author, a therapist. Frankly, she makes the best posts specifically about setting boundaries, which I have a lot of difficulty doing. And I love her content. And I think they're just small reminders. So I love that.
No, that's amazing. Like, similarly to you, I think recently, probably over the past year, I have realized that I can curate my feed to what I want. I have phases of when certain types of things make me so happy on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I had I still am in the phase, but there was a period of time where I was watching food Instagram.
Oh, those
TikToks
are fire. I feel like over the pandemic.
Yeah, over the pandemic, but also there was just times where I was like, the only source of joy or like entertainment I'm getting right now are through these food TikToks.
Yeah.
And it genuinely made me so much more interested in cooking during the pandemic. And I was making so many of the recipes that I saw and like trying different things out, would learn different techniques. That was so dope. Like
I mean, we literally use some of those techniques
all
now.
the time. Yeah. And I was like, I've cooked since college probably, but like not like that. Now I'm like, oh, I have some like different skills. I know what flavors to put together. And I literally learned so much of that through Instagram. My favorite food accounts are Justine Snacks.
Oh, she's good. I follow her now too.
I know. I love her. And I think the ones that hit so different are when these food accounts, like I literally watch their stories with most interest in the morning because I'm like, I want to know what she's up to. What is she making for breakfast?
Yeah.
I love her and I love the Korean vegan, and both of them have really fun like storytelling as part of their food reels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like love that type of content, love the meme content. And another area right now that I've been really gravitating towards is just spirituality content.
Oh my God. I thought you were going to say something completely different.
What did you think?
I was like, oh my God, she's going to talk about celebrity tea because
I'm
knows
trying to get away
absolutely
from that.
Everything about everyone.
I unfollow celebrity tea accounts or like different people. I'm trying to recurate my explore page because I'm like,
God.
I know too many facts about this crap.
Oh, the other thing I thought you were going to talk about is Tom and Zendaya, which you talk about all day long.
My entire explore feed is Tom and Zendaya, and frankly, I don't want to get rid of that because it brings me a lot of joy. But yeah, the spirituality accounts are great, like the spiritual reset, fire. Like, hit me with a spiritual quote in the middle of the day when I'm feeling I'm starting to dip low. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my current favorite spiritual influencer, I don't know if that's the right word.
I didn't even know that you had a spiritual influencer interest.
I watch her YouTube videos and love her Instagram
Who
account.
is this?
Yanomi Hitomi, that's her name. And she is so
Send me the
fire.
account.
And also love her whole philosophy on social media is that she usually just like bulk posts at once and then she's like, I'm gonna peace out for a minute.
But honestly, that's that
is such
in line with her, vibe.
Yeah, it's in line with her vibe, and I've adopted it slightly. Like I used to post stories right when I did stuff, and I would just immediately like post a bunch of stories.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I'm gonna just take pictures, and then I don't have to spend 10 minutes at the table editing this like coffee and to post it with like all this different stuff. Like I can just enjoy my coffee before it melts and then post it later if I want. A lot of times I look back and I'm like, I don't even need to post this. This is just for me. I like looking at this picture of my coffee, Yeah. But yeah, those are my favorite. Like, I feel like those types of accounts that just bring you unfiltered joy.
Yeah.
Like, because someone's talented in a certain way or actually has a really cool set of skills or advice that they want to give you. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome that we get to get connected to all those different types of content and consume them from a variety of perspectives.
I completely agree. And I think TikTok does this for you on its own. How like you just like things, then it brings you that content. But then there's times where you're like, I don't even want to see that content. At some points you're like, I need all the tea. You're trying to only get that content and you're searching for that kind of stuff. But then later you're like, I don't need this. Like, you know what I
don't
mean?
want this to be like factored into my algorithm.
Yeah.
I was just searching up one thing. I know, I hate that. I use the not interested feature all the time.
I don't do that.
I do that. Well,
do you do that on Instagram or
yeah,
TikTok?
on Instagram. I don't really use TikTok that much, honestly.
Oh, okay.
But on Instagram, I'll like if I see something that I'm like, oh,
I need to start
this.
doing that. Oh my God, it's still the balance. I don't think I'll ever have a perfect one that all makes me feel good.
No, I think also an important thing to note is now as we are thinking more critically about social media and there's more like we're trying to get more transparency around what's actually in these algorithms and like how they actually affect people's minds. You realize how so much of this stuff is so addictive and a lot of times, I mean, getting into, I guess, the toxic parts or like the parts of social media that make us feel bad, I always will shit on myself and be like, oh my God, you're so lazy. You're just like scrolling on Instagram for an hour.
Other people are doing things.
And, people are doing things. And then you realize there's just a component of this scientifically that is an addiction. It is really hard once you're ingrained in a certain thought pattern and literally like certain finger movements that you're like, open your phone and like the first thing I do
automatically just goes
I'm just like going to Instagram. I don't even think about it anymore. It's just on my phone and I'm like, what? When did I even get here? And you're kind of working on autopilot. it's a crazy thing to think about because it's not fully 100% your fault. And that's where some of, like, all these talks about regulation of all this stuff is a fair conversation to have, because if you're no longer in control fully of your mind and your body and your actions, that is scary.
And you know what I've actually been seeing a lot more on Instagram is, like, now there's a feature where in your feed, even if you don't follow certain people, but say you know a lot of people that follow those pages and you have mutual pages that you follow or anything like that, they just automatically show up. And then it's like, follow? You just click it right there on your feed, and I'm dangerous. Like, this is only going to get worse. Like, sometimes you're purposely avoiding that content, and then it pushes it to you anyway, that is toxic. That is extreme toxic. Mind you, the whole thing is toxic. But that's a good lead in to just how social media does make us feel shitty sometimes.
Or like a majority of the time.
I would feel bad about myself even in the pandemic, which is weird because everyone is doing nothing. That is the time where, like, none of us needed to compare at all, because what are any of us doing? And that's the reality of the situation. Like, no one's actually doing anything. But even the way people use their time, I feel like you got more of a glimpse into people's families. That was super fun. But also, it was just kind of a clear, I'm so lonely. And I don't have neighbors.
You had.
Yeah.
Like I'm not with all of my family, or I'm not neighbors with my friends.
Yes.
Or, you know, whatever that situation may be for you.
But it was just kind of, wow, different people are having different pandemics in and of itself.
Yeah.
Some people went to other countries for months. Just seeing all of that was just kind of like, wow, people are still somehow curating these amazing experiences for themselves in such a time, and I'm just at home.
Yeah.
And I think that made the year at home feel just so much more painful because people just were living such different lives at the time.
Yeah. I mean, it felt so amplified. I remember, like, I didn't see anyone for a really long time. So even seeing small groups of people hang out, I was like, damn, I missed that.
Fun.
That's so fun. And another area during that period of time that made me feel so shitty was when people, I mean, it's sad, but some people made really great use of their time during the pandemic. People were, like, starting businesses, I don't know, like, getting certification, like, just, like, all this productive stuff that was going on where people were like, I'm going to take this time to be the most productive version of myself. And I was like, oh, I'm not doing that, or I'm not doing that to my full capacity right now. And I would just be like, am I wasting my time? But also I'm stressed out about a global pandemic. Why do I need to be thinking about that? It was very weird. And that cycle of comparison is so inevitable. Anytime, whether it's a pandemic or not, every day that we go on social media, we are subliminally influenced to feel bad about ourselves in some random capacity that sometimes we don't even clock. It's just all over the place. I know for me, during periods of time where I might be going through a lull and not feeling my best self, the moment I go on Instagram, I'm like, physically, it's the physicality of everything. I'm like, everyone looks so beautiful, and I don't look that way. And it's like the hair, the skin, the makeup. There's so much beauty TikTok, which is so fun to watch when I'm in a good place, because I'm like, oh, what are they wearing? Like, let me wear that, or let me look for these types of clothes or this makeup trend. But when you're not feeling your best and, like, see all of these, like, beautiful, amazing people who are seemingly perfect, you just pick apart yourself so easily. It always is just like, at any point of our day, there's going to be something that is lacking in our life. I don't know, like, there's not very many days where we're like, every single part of my life is 100%.
Every cup is full.
Yeah, that doesn't happen, and many cups are usually feeling empty, you know? And so then those cups are what you pay attention to when you log into social media, whether it's the physical stuff, or, like, on Valentine's Day, if you're not in a relationship, you're like, damn, time to throw up, you know what I mean? Or if you're not feeling great in your career and you see, like, all these career TikToks, or people with not only one job, but 3 side hustles on top of that, you're like, damn, I'm not doing that. It just makes it so easy to look at what you don't have.
Of course. Like, that's immediately where your head goes when you see someone else. And it's not even about jealousy, I feel like. I think it's mainly just the comparison. It's more like, wow, because if no one had any of those things, and you'd be like, whatever, you know what I mean? But, like, when you see so many people have so many amazing things that they've built for themselves with hard work most of the time, like, it doesn't come naturally. I think it's more just, I wish I had the drive to do. That's kind of where some of my social media anxieties come from. Seeing people do amazing things and then be like, wow, like they had the guts to do something like that.
Am I ever going to have that level of motivation and just
openness, willingness,
not caring
like,
what
people think? That part of social media is always, oh my God, so stressful. Yeah. Something that I find really interesting is that I actually feel more triggered sometimes by people that I know. It doesn't have to be friends, could be acquaintances, but just like people I know. And specifically when people are going through certain seasons of their life that are amazing, so exciting, all this fun change, sometimes that can't be aligned with whatever you need. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or you need to be seeing at that moment.
Yeah.
Because it could be picking at the place that's hurting you at the current phase of your life.
Yes. It should be so much more normalized to just temporarily mute the things, the people that like maybe just don't give you the same type of joy. Ultimately, yes, like we want to be happy for everyone. That is the goal. But when you are hurting in some format, it's so easy to look at that type of content and be like, I actually can't do this and I'm so happy for them, but not today. Not today. Yeah. And do that whenever you need to, and not, like, no one should take offense to this.
No,
like,
I
think all of us have phases in our life that are so happy we want to share everything. And then there's also phases where, like, I'm not active. Like, I'm just here to take in content, and sometimes you don't want to see that.
Yeah. I'm a big proponent of the mute the post, mute the story. At the end of the day, we're all kind of in this social media machine. It's hard to break out of and just go cold turkey, because also you lose the benefits of it and lose the connection that you have with your friends or whatever content that makes you genuinely happy. But actually curating it to what works best for you, I think that's leading into the habit part. Knowing that whatever habits you make with social media come with a grain of salt, because some part of this is bigger than you in terms of just the addiction of it. But there are ways to just make it a more pleasant experience so that you at least don't feel shitty every single time you log on to a social media app, and instead you get more benefit out of it than negativity.
And it's 100% like a personal experience, you know? I think it's more about taking the time and just being like, do I really find joy from this, or like, is this just making me bitter?
Yeah. I mean, doom scrolling is a huge thing. Honestly, that's when I know that I'm not at peak mental health, is when I look at my screen time and I'm like, I have been on the apps for so long, because it's just that mind-numbing activity to continuously just keep scrolling through stuff. You're just in that cycle of making yourself not feel great, because you're like literally seeking out that content that makes you feel bad.
Oh, I have definitely done that. Have you ever muted something and then been like, I'm going to go look it up?
Absolutely.
And get it anyway. I have done that so many times.
You are actively going out of the way to watch everything that you know is going to trigger you.
But I do think the good thing about that is that you kind of just consume it when you can consume it. You know when
you're in that place and you just consume it all at once and you're like, okay,
I feel okay. I got my dose of whatever. And now I'm
I made myself feel bad for 10 minutes.
Or it could just be like, I'm just curious. Then you like get your curiosity out of it. Yeah. That is kind of a better approach than just seeing it all the time and getting triggered. Time batching your triggeredness. And, you know, to each their own. Some could say that's a horrible strategy. Some could say, hey, that's pretty good. But, speaking of screen time, should we look at our screen times?
Oh my God, I'm like worried about this.
Yeah.
I know that I've been doom scrolling this week.
Oh, baby. This is bad.
I'm so
Okay, let's first do our daily average. This is bad for me. Like, this is really, really bad.
This is bad.
7 hours and 12 minutes.
Mine's more, darling.
Really?
Yeah. Mine's 8 hours and 3.
Holy crap.
It's so bad. Wait, but okay, so this is...
It's up 8% from last week, which makes sense because we had a more...
down 7% from last week. I need to go to phone rehab. This is why. So I have very bad self-control with my phone. And when I'm in that mindset at night or in the mornings when I'm like, I'm just going to look at my phone, I will look at it for hours on end, and it's really hard for me to stop.
It's hard for me to stop in the morning. I pick up my phone, and that's kind of the first thing I do, and then I'm just kind of there. I'm kind of like online shopping. I'm on Instagram, and then I look at my finances. I literally do all that every morning.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
I do that too, and I'm very all or nothing. I'm either in the perfect, most pristine
schedule. You're meditating. You're journaling.
I'm meditating. I'm not looking at my phone for the first hour of the day. I'm like doing all of the good things.
Yeah.
Or I am binging my phone first thing in the morning for like 4 hours, and then I'm like, great.
Now it's 10 a.m. and I need to move.
Time to be a gremlin, roll out, and just go on another form of technology for my job. You know what I mean? It's like horrible. And so I definitely am in my like chaos phase where nothing feels together on my social media health or my technology health. But that's why I do crazy things. I will leave my phone downstairs for part of the day while I'm working.
I mean, even across the room. When I leave my phone, like, on the other side of the room, either on charging or just next to my bedstand, and then I'm at my desk, I am not getting up to get my phone. And then when I do use my phone, I just use it at my nightstand. And then I put it down.
I've done that, but I'm, like, more insane. That won't work for me. Because then I'll just sit at my nightstand.
No, but you can't sit. That's the thing. You have to stand.
No, I'll be in the uncomfortable position because I'm like that addicted. It's so bad. That's why I literally need to. I put my phone like in the kitchen, and I'll be upstairs when I need to like work, and I'm doing it, and then I come down for my water and phone break. I'll do 5 minutes and go back. And that's also why for periods of time, literally for years of my life, I would delete Instagram every single day for the entire workday. When I actually fully delete the app off my phone, it is gone because it's just like I have to wait the extra 45 seconds for it to fully re-download.
Yeah.
I have to like pair all of my good habits together.
Dude, I was so bad. I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to have Instagram on my phone. I'm not going to have these apps. Then I just went on Safari and logged in on Safari. And then I'd be like...
I hate the browser version of the app, so I like won't...
I hate it too, but I was like,
but no, that's good. That's good, because you'll like be on it for a less amount of time, because this is a horrible experience, you know? But yeah, I would like delete Instagram for the day, and then I would put my phone downstairs, and I would only allow myself to log on to Instagram on my laptop until 6 p.m. And on the laptop it's beat, so I would only do it for like 2 minutes, and then I'd be like, this sucks. I'm just gonna wait till 6 p.m. and re-download the app.
So it could be worse, you know what I mean?
It could be worse, but it cannot get much worse, you know what I mean? I like actually can't, because that's so beat. Oh my god, I need to get off the apps. Where does
Do
it
you
go?
have time limit set on your phone?
Yes.
I have the time limit set, and let me tell you, I cross my time limit every morning, not even midday. I cross it in the morning.
Yeah. I have a time limit for 30 minutes a day.
I know.
That's ridiculous.
It's the most ridiculous time. 3 hours, 22 minutes. How many times do I have to turn off that notification?
I know.
In the morning, I literally am so irritated when I get it the first time. I turned it off fully for the day anyway, like immediately.
I know, you're like, ignore for the day. We knew. First week I set it up, I tried to abide by it, but the moment you start clicking ignore frequently, it's like, it's out the window.
I wish it rewarded you with time, and then it would feel like more of a reward.
I need some incentive. I need to be trained like a psychological experiment. All right. So that's that. We have interesting relationships with social media, and I think everyone's on their constant journey or navigation to figure out some semblance of a healthy relationship.
We're going to end it on a fun favorites this week.
Oh my god, this is
so me and Priya did a fun exercise where we both went on each other's Facebook profiles and picked our favorite statuses. Back in the day, you and me, baby. Okay.
We used to make Facebook statuses.
But we picked out some ones that we thought were iconic and legendary.
They are so iconic and legendary.
We're going to talk about our experiences scrolling on each other's profiles. Literally from 2010.
I recommend this activity to anyone.
Yeah,
it is so funny. And the funniest part of it all is that our personalities haven't changed.
Yes, that is key.
I think was
we are still the same people.
We were just cracking up because we're like, we would say the same shit today.
We can trade off. I think we both have a couple. So let me give you my overall thoughts on Priya's profile first. Literally growing up, she would tell her thoughts and how she, you know how Facebook status, like the status box prompts you, how do you feel today? Dead ass.
I took that
Priya
personally.
said, let me tell you how I feel today.
And I took that personally.
And she said, okay, it was a good day. It was not bad. Actually, she has a million statuses that are fun day. Awesome day. Okay day.
I genuinely think my mind frame, what I thought we needed to do on Facebook, I thought we all needed to go on every single day, and report back. Like, I thought we had to make a status every day, which is
Like-
why I was doing that.
One of Priya's statuses was, Diwali today, so fun.
I mean, it was to the point. You know what I mean? I'm like, it was Diwali, and guess what? So fun.
Okay, so this is one that I actually screenshotted. She goes, this is September 7th, 2010. She goes, first day of high school, not too bad. Literally, it's the not too bad for me, okay?
It wasn't too bad.
Her whole judgment of her high school
day.
experience, her first high school experience, not too bad.
Not too bad. Okay. In parallel, Deeksha's entire Facebook feed is about her homework assignments. And when I tell you, that is very characteristic of her now. Like, this is like so, it's the exact personality trait I would expect from high school Deeksha. It's every single status reeks of manic stress from high school homework assignments.
Like, actually, it was so embarrassing. I remember I even looked at my own profile a few years ago and I was like, yo, she can't get more lame than this. Actually, she can't.
It's so funny. My favorite, there were 3 consecutive statuses days apart. The first one goes, loads spelled with a Z of homework, sad face, and test Moday. You forgot the N on Monday. It just Moday.
What?
Test Moday and Thursday, sad face. That's status number 1. Next status the next day. Fam coming for dinner, smiley face. Homework first, sad face. It's just like the period. It's like fam coming to dinner, smiley face, period. Homework first, though, sad face. Like, it's so funny. And then the third status to the trio was homework, comma, Kumon, sad face, comma, then ABC family all the way, smiley face. So funny because this is exactly, if you read me and Deeksha's text conversations, we say the same she says the same thing. She literally will go, gotta go on a run, gotta do my work, and then it's all American tonight, baby. Like, it's literally the same 3 texts, but it's just in her high school Facebook status. It was so funny.
Wait, extending off of Priya's desire to share her dead-ass thoughts and feelings about every day.
God.
This is my favorite sequence of statuses. Okay, November 6th, Priya status. I'm tired. Just
tired. Oh my god.
No emojis, nothing, I'm tired.
That's so funny.
And then...
No emojis or punctuation.
No, none of that. Then she goes, November 12th.
What? What did I say? I'm stressed out.
I'm crying. She goes,
What the heck?
She goes, neck hurts.
What?
Brownie face, neck hurts. And then she goes, November 13th, so the very next day, she goes, cold, ... and ... Cold, ellipses.
Ellipses. Also, like, why am I just, like, stating single words? Tired. Like,
It's the fact that
cold.
all of these are 1 week. She's going through it.
I had
Okay.
a horrible week, clearly.
And then day after, November 14th. Now this is, mind you, Priya's birth week. Okay. Birth week 2010. Then she goes, 14 in 2 days. Smiley. I have a cold and a cough. Ellipses. Sad.
Everyone knew exactly the vibe I was on.
Literally
every
this
day
girl
of the week.
fighting sickness. Okay. Sickness and health. Fighting both.
It was telling a story.
I can't. It was hilarious, and I love these updates. Priya's everyday thoughts.
Everyday thoughts.
Everyday
I
vibe.
should bring them back.
My favorite is neck hurts. Like that. So specific.
Why did I say that as a not even 14-year-old? I'm 13, and I'm like, neck hurts. Okay, I'm gonna end on my favorite Diksha status, which is very out of character for her normal homework, homework, and only homework vibe in high school. But this is like so crazy. I don't know. This is like a very insightful Diksha moment. She goes, we Indians.
Oh no!
It literally starts,
oh no!
we Indians and our bonding moments. Smiley face and heart. Ha ha ha. So good. Dot dot dot.
Oh my god!
What beautiful moment did you have amongst Indians?
What was the day of this?
December 6th, 2010. You clearly felt so connected to your heritage on this.
I'm shocked and frankly, what?
It was so out of character. I was like, what? Not something starting, we Indians. For some reason, that's the uncliest way to say something, because all uncles are always like, we Indians. We Indians do this. And it's always like how they demand things around. And I'm like, why did Keisha have a Facebook status at like 15 years old starting with, we Indians? That's so crazy.
Oh my god.
It's hilarious.
Oh my God.
But that was my all-time favorite.
Oh my god. On that note.
Oh my god. Ow.
It's been a fun epi. I had a lot of fun.
It was fun. I suggest everyone do this exercise to go through your friends' Facebook statuses. We have been cracking up. Okay, well, we'll catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Take care of yourselves.
See you next week.
Bye.
Relationship.